can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. Have you ever done that before? You're with your kids and their focus just seems to be all over the place and you're trying to recapture their attention and their focus back on you. Right? We have such an important message to tell kids, and we want them to listen, not just for the sake of listening, but because we have such important information for them. We're teaching them how to live like Jesus, the characteristics of God and how He works in our lives. That He wants to be in a relationship with them. That He wants to lead them into the best life possible. But we all had those tips and tricks of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdowns. Shh, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. Or just the plain. All right, guys, I need you to focus right now. All right, this is really important. Because kids, they have short attention spans. They get distracted easily. They can be all over the place. And hey, I'll give it to you. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. There's just going to be those days where the kids are wild and crazy, and it doesn't matter what you do, nothing's going to help. But most of the time, there is things you can do. You can change your communication style and the way that you think and the way that you present yourself to recapture the focus of the kids. And that's what I want to help you with today. I want to help you be a more dynamic communicator so that the kids will have their focus on you. That they'll be sitting on the edge of their seats waiting for what you have to say next. And it all comes down to your energy. Your high energy communication versus your low energy communication. So often, as presenters and speakers, we sit in the low energy communication, and that's how much most adult communication is, right? Standing behind a pulpit, a music stand, not much energy or life to it. But for kids, they need to engage with lots of high energy, and they even will engage when there's difference in the contrasting, right, between the high energy and the low energy. That's what they like, is the quick shifts, the quick movements. They don't want to be staring at the same thing the entire time. So I'm going to share with you guys 3 areas that you can use these shifts in energy to be a more dynamic communicator. The first area is your space. Like I said and mentioned before, you don't want to be standing still, trapped behind a music stand, a pulpit, a table, because that's low energy communication. The kids are going to very easily tune that out. So they'll watch you for a little bit, but after a while they're going to be looking around to see what else is engaging them in that room. So how you can counter that is with some high energy movement. Use your space that you have. It might be big, it might be small, but use it. Go from one side of the room to the other. Go to the back of the room, walk around the kids, walk into the kids, staying 6 feet away from them, of course, but use that space. Movement creates energy and high energy. Instead of the kids looking around going, what else can I pay attention to? They're going to be looking around and watching you as a communicator as you go around and you're behind them and you're beside them and then you're in front of them. That high energy movement in your space helps keep them engaged. And of course, you can contrast that with, low energy. There will be times when you'll come, grab a stool and sit down. But think about it this way. If you're in the same spot you were a minute ago, you're in a low energy place. And kids, attention span wise, I'd even keep that to 2 minutes or less in your low energy space. So there's going to be those times when you want to drive home that bottom line, talk about something really important, really serious, maybe even somber, and you will come down from your movements and come down to a spot where you'll just stand still. You'll come down and sit. But that contrast from your movement from before to coming and sitting will refocus and re-engage their attention. Another thing to think about when it comes to space that can hinder you is a corded microphone. If you have a mic that's attached to a certain spot, that's going to limit your movements. It's going to be a lot harder to create that high energy communication with your space when you only have, a 5-foot bubble to use. So really consider going wireless if you use a mic in your ministry. So that is the first area that you can use contrasting energy from high to low, is your space. Use it. Move around. Go from one side to the other, back to front. Don't be standing still for your entire time. Now, the second area of communication is your body language. And it all starts with these here, your hands. Hands create movement. Hands create energy. High energy is the more you move your body, the more kids will engage. So, like I mentioned the last time with that corded mic, having a handheld mic is one step up from a corded mic, but the next step up from that is a headset mic. Because you want both your hands to be free. You want to be restricted to keeping down low energy. You want to be hands-free, and that even goes with your notes, right? That's even often how we get trapped behind the music stand, is we need our notes so we're not moving. Next step up from there would be carrying your notes so you can move around your space. But the next step up in your engagement with your kids is internalizing your notes and what you have to say so you can leave them and you can have both your hands free to talk. Another way to engage with your body language is through miming. Whatever you're talking about, act it out. If you're talking about a baseball game, swing a bat. If you're telling the story of David and Goliath, throw that stone. Whatever it is, mime what you're talking about. That creates high energy and keeps the kids focused and engaged. But again, you want to contrast it, and you can bring it down to low energy communication. There will be those times when you're using your hands, you're miming, you're moving around the space, but then you come down and maybe you just fold your hands. And that signals to the kids the shift, that change, and it re-brings their focus in. So the first one is space, moving around, going from one side to the other, back to front. Second one is body language, right? Using your hands, miming what you're saying. And then the third area is probably what you'd more expect with communication, and that's using your voice. And I'm going to break it down into 3 different areas that you can do high energy and low energy with your voice. And the first one is fast and slow communication. Talking really, really fast, and it is a high energy and it creates lots of excitement, and you're talking about how beautiful and wonderful and amazing God is, and then you can bring it down slow because God loves you. Right? You see, the fast, the slow is the high energy that will engage the kids, but then that transition, that pause, that slower part of your talk will refocus and re-engage with the kids. Now, if you're just talking at the same speed the entire time, there's no contrast, there's no dynamics in that. And that's where the kids will start to lose focus and tune out. So you can talk fast at some, use your regular speed for others, and then talk slower for other parts. And kids, they pick up on these things, right? They're smart, and they can see that contrast and that engagement in how fast you're talking. And it will recapture their attention and focus back on you. Now, the second area when it comes to your voice is loud and soft, right? Often it correlates with your fast and slow speech, but when you talk really, really loud and it's really, really great and excited, and guys, Pharaoh, he let the people go. Finally, after 10 plagues, he let them go. You want to talk really, really loud. But, guys, God, he did an incredible thing, right? Talking really loud and really slow. Again, it's that dynamic in energy from high energy to low energy. The kids are want to engage with that shift, that change in how you are communicating. Now, the third area that you can use your voice is switch it up from your normal talking voice. Whether that's a really low, let there be light, or a really, really high, Jesus, when he was 12 years old, he probably talked like this. Whatever that is, it's those high energy things, right? If you think about your regular voice just being regular energy, medium energy, when you're switching up your voice, you're playing with that spectrum, and that will help refocus and re-engage the kids. So we have utilizing your space, using your body language, and using your voice to create high energy and low energy moments. Because when it comes down to it, kids, they don't want to be watching the same thing for 10 minutes. They don't want to be watching someone just stand still, holding a mic, holding their notes, and just telling a story in the same speed, the same pitch, the same volume for 10 minutes. That's not going to capture and engage kids. So what you can do is think about your energy. How much energy am I bringing off in my communication, right? Am I moving around in the room? Am I using my hands? Am I acting out what I am doing? Am I talking really, really fast and really, really slow? Am I loud and quiet? And am I changing up from my normal voice to a different voice when I'm talking for Joseph, right? Changing up how you communicate, not just through your voice, but through your body and your space as well. It helps capture the attention of your kids. Think about, am I in that low energy space for most of the time? Or am I creating a dynamic between high energy and low energy? And that's what makes a dynamic communicator. Those that are utilizing their space, those that are using their body and using their voice in different ways to capture the attention of kids. Because again, they have short attention spans. But if you're shifting between those different things, between the high energy, the low energy, they will shift and engage. They will see that in changes in your communication, and that will keep them focused. And even it will help them refocus back on you. If they're hearing the same thing for too long, they'll tune it out. And as soon as there's a shift, there's something different, they'll re-engage, they'll re-tune back in to what you have to say. So play around with it. It's not going to come right away. You're not just going to jump into it and all of a sudden the kids are just going to be listening to you 100% of the time. And again, there's going to be different days that they're just wild. Not even the best communicator in children's ministry is going to be able to get their attention on those days. But I hope you are able to take something away from this, maybe even just one practical thing that you can take and use in your ministry in the coming months. Now, I believe that we all need to be lifelong learners. And one of the great ways you can do that is by connecting with Kim Quigley at Summit Pacific College. They just started a Children's and Family Ministries certificate and degree. So I'm going to turn this over to Kim, and she's going to share a little bit about that.
Well, hi, I am Kim Quigley. I'm the director of the Child and Family Leadership Program at Summit Pacific College. At Summit, we believe in you. We believe in your calling, and we believe in ministry to the next generation. We are about educating, equipping, and enriching people who are passionate about the next generation coming to know Jesus. So if you are passionate about child and family ministry, we have everything from a 1-year children's ministry certificate to a 4-year child and family leadership degree. If you feel called to youth ministry, we have everything from a 1-year youth ministry certificate to a 4-year youth leadership degree. But we have more. This year, we have a brand new program where you can get a master's level degree in youth leadership. These are exciting times. See, at Summit, we believe that BC, Canada, and our world needs Jesus. So we want to partner with people like you who are passionate about the next generation. So if you want to know more about Summit, why don't you check out our website at summitpacific.ca or email us at hello@summitpacific.ca.